everywhere I go, I see his face. Just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
You gonna be the next Iron Man?
When Spider-Man Far From Home swung into theaters in 2019, it arrived as both an exhilarating superhero adventure and a heartfelt epilogue to the monumental events of Avengers: Endgame. Directed by Jon Watts, who also helmed Spider-Man: Homecoming, the film marked the second solo outing for Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker and the official conclusion to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 3. It balanced the high stakes of interdimensional threats with the lightheartedness of teenage life, showing how Peter tries to navigate his identity as both an ordinary student and the next great hero in a world without Iron Man. Set after the devastating loss of Tony Stark, the film follows Peter Parker as he attempts to take a break from heroism and enjoy a European school trip with his friends. He's still grieving the death of his mentor, and the world's expectation for him to step up as the next Iron Man weighs heavily on his young shoulders. Seeking normalcy, Peter focuses on his plan to confess his feelings to MJ during the trip. However, his plans quickly unravel when Nick Fury reappears and recruits him for a new mission involving a series of mysterious elemental attacks across Europe. What begins as a school vacation turns into a globe-trotting adventure filled with deception, action, and personal growth. Tom Holland once again proves why he's one of the most beloved Spider-Men to grace the screen. His portrayal of Peter Parker captures that perfect mix of awkward charm, teenage vulnerability, and quiet heroism. Zendaya returns as MJ, offering a refreshing, intelligent, and grounded take on Peter's love interest. Their chemistry grows naturally throughout the film, giving audiences a more personal connection amidst all the action. Jacob Batalon brings his trademark humor as Ned, and Marissa Tomei continues her warm and witty portrayal of Aunt May. But it's Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio who truly adds a fascinating layer of complexity. At first, he appears to be a noble ally, a hero from another dimension, but soon reveals himself to be something much darker. The introduction of Mysterio was one of the movie's most exciting elements. Known in the comics as a master illusionist and trickster, his cinematic version was given a modern twist that blended illusion technology with real-world deception. Gyllenhaal's performance brilliantly walks the line between charming and menacing. His manipulation of Peter posing as a friend and mentor before betraying him mirrors the loss and confusion Peter feels after Tony's death. This emotional manipulation adds real depth to the story, transforming it from a typical superhero conflict into a more psychological battle of trust, identity, and responsibility. The visual effects in Spider-Man: Far From Home elevate the film to another level. The illusion sequences crafted by Mysterio are some of the most visually stunning and surreal moments ever seen in the MCU. Scenes where Spider-Man is trapped in mind-bending hallucinations filled with shifting realities, mirror-like distortions, and haunting imagery showcase both the creativity of the filmmakers and the vulnerability of Peter's mind. These moments blur the line between reality and illusion, giving audiences a sense of disorientation that mirrors Peter's own confusion. The film's use of European locations like Venice, Prague, and London gives it a unique flavor compared to previous Spider-Man movies, expanding the visual scope while keeping the story grounded in Peter's perspective. In terms of tone, Far From Home maintains the humor and youthful energy that made Homecoming so successful, but it also delves deeper into emotional territory. It explores the burden of legacy, what it means to live in the shadow of greatness. Peter's struggle to step out of Tony Stark's shadow and define his own path resonates throughout the movie. He must learn that being a hero isn't about living up to someone else's standard, but about trusting himself and his own moral compass. The film's lighter moments, like awkward teenage interactions, romantic mishaps, and comedic misunderstandings, blend smoothly with its heavier themes of grief, deception, and growth. Jon Watts' direction keeps the pacing brisk and the energy consistent, balancing large-scale spectacle with character-driven moments. The screenplay by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers smartly integrates humor without undercutting the emotional beats. Every action sequence feels purposeful, whether it's Peter fighting to save his friends in Venice or the breathtaking finale atop London's Tower Bridge. The mix of practical stunts and CGI is well executed, keeping the action clear and visually impressive without losing the human element at the center of the story. The music by Michael Giacchino once again enhances the film's spirit, mixing uplifting heroism with tender, reflective undertones. His score captures the adventure of Spider-Man's journey through Europe while also emphasizing his internal emotional battle. The cinematography by Matthew J. Lloyd captures both the grandeur of the European backdrops and the intimate moments of teenage vulnerability, giving the film a visual variety that keeps it engaging from start to finish. One of the film's greatest strengths lies in how it connects to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe while still standing as a personal Spider-Man story. It acknowledges the global aftermath of the blip, the sudden return of people who vanished during Thanos' snap, and shows how the world is adjusting. Yet, at its heart, the movie remains about Peter Parker's struggle to balance normal life with the extraordinary responsibilities of being Spider-Man. It's a coming-of-age story framed within the chaos of a superhero epic, allowing audiences to relate to Peter's uncertainty even amidst high-tech battles and world-saving missions. The film also builds upon the mentor-student dynamic that began in earlier movies. Tony Stark's presence lingers throughout the story, not just through technology like the EE.D.I.T.H. glasses he leaves Peter, but through the emotional void his absence creates. Peter's eventual realization that he must trust himself rather than rely on others' approval serves as one of the film's key turning points. It's a moment that solidifies his transformation from a boy trying to live up to Iron Man's expectations into a hero confident in his own identity. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio plays a critical role in forcing that transformation. His manipulation and eventual betrayal push Peter to confront his fears head-on. The film's climactic battle sequence in London is a dazzling culmination of this theme. Surrounded by drones and illusions, Peter learns to focus on his instincts and trust what's real, symbolizing his growth as both a hero and an individual. The moment he takes control of the situation without relying on Stark's technology becomes a defining scene that echoes the true essence of Spider-Man. The humor throughout the film maintains the lighthearted tone expected from a Spider-Man adventure, yet it never overshadows the emotion. Peter's awkward attempts to express his feelings to MJ Ned's quirky friendship and the chaotic school trip atmosphere all add charm and relatability. These lighter elements balance the tension and make the characters feel grounded and real. They remind audiences that beneath the mask and superpowers, Spider-Man is still just a teenager trying to figure out his place in the world. Far From Home's release timing played a huge part in its impact. Coming right after Avengers, Endgame, audiences were eager to see how the MCU would move forward without its foundational heroes like Iron Man and Captain America. The film answered that by focusing on how the next generation of heroes steps up. It gave closure to the emotional aftermath of Endgame while planting seeds for the future of the MCU. The mid-credit scene, featuring the shocking revelation of Spider-Man's secret identity by none other than J. Jonah Jameson, left fans stunned and eager for the next chapter. That moment not only reintroduced a beloved classic character, but also shifted Spider-Man's story in a bold new direction. The movie's post-credit sequence further expanded the MCU's mystery, revealing that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were actually Skrulls in disguise, hinting at larger cosmic developments to come. These small but significant details connected Spider-Man's story to the broader Marvel universe, ensuring that while his story felt deeply personal, it also remained tied to the grand tapestry of the franchise. Spider-Man: Far From Home succeeded both critically and commercially, praised for its blend of humor, heart, and visual spectacle. It reinforced Tom Holland's status as the definitive modern Spider-Man and proved that the character could carry the weight of both emotional storytelling and blockbuster entertainment. The film's balance between youthful energy and mature themes made it accessible to all audiences, from longtime Marvel fans to newcomers discovering Spider-Man for the first time. At its core, the movie isn't just about saving the world, it's about Peter Parker saving himself. It's about him realizing that true heroism doesn't come from gadgets, fame, or legacy, but from courage and self-belief. The film's emotional depth, combined with its thrilling action and charming humor, creates an experience that feels both grand and intimate. It's a story about growing up, about learning to trust yourself even when the world feels uncertain, and about finding strength in vulnerability. Spider-Man: Far From Home stands as a powerful chapter in the character's cinematic legacy. It bridges the gap between the innocence of youth and the responsibility of adulthood, delivering a journey filled with emotion, excitement, and discovery. As Peter swings through the streets of New York in the film's final moments, he does so not as a boy living in Iron Man's shadow, but as his own hero, one ready to face whatever comes next,